Today we're looking at the top 10 rookies in PPR scoring from week 5. This is going to help your dynasty leagues. This is going to help you in deeper leagues. This is going to help you find those stashes, your trades, you guys to cut, guys to buy, whatever you need to do in your leagues right now for those rookies. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're doing deep dives every day on these players. On top of that, we're looking at the advanced analytics that are hard to find right here on this channel, and then we're using these videos to help you set those lineups. Click that button right now. Stop missing out. Ric Flair's watching you. You don't want to disappoint him, but Brock Bowers is the top scoring rookie from last week. 23.7 PPR fantasy points. He's getting a lot of running on 80% of the routes almost. 33.3% target share, and this is making him one of the top tight ends in football right now, and he's going to be one of the top tight ends in football for a long time. The former first-round pick from Georgia, nobody's surprised by that. If you watched him at Georgia from a freshman to the end of his career there, you knew he was going to be something at the NFL level. He's good after the catch. They're putting him all over the place, in the slot, to the outside. Just get him the ball, and his workload is increasing throughout the season, and expect him to put up big numbers for the rest of the year. Brian Thomas Jr. is him. One of the top wide receivers in football, one of the top young wide receivers in football, and one of the top wide receivers right now in Dynasty Fantasy Football. The wide receiver 8 last week in scoring, and he just keeps getting it done. That was his 3rd touchdown on the season. We might push for double-digit touchdowns this year. We're not even halfway through the season. We might push for that, especially a game where we double up on touchdowns. We might hit that, because we got that speed. When he got the yards after the catch on that touchdown, we're hitting, what, 22 miles per hour on that? That was nasty. We ran on about 80% of the routes. We got 109 air yards, and 8 out of 13.6. When you get an 8 out like that, combined of a 20+% target share, the odds are highly likely you're going to hit good on that week. And if you're doing that consistently, you're going to hit on a lot of weeks. 8 targets in this matchup. The workload's good. Fantasy scoring's good, and on top of that, we're looking good on the field. Jordan Whittington has gotten 18 targets in the last 2 games. He ran 41 routes and an 85.4% route participation rate. It's kind of banged up right now. We'll see for week 6. But this guy has a lot of upside over the middle, running crossing routes, running short posts, running those quick outs, playing the short game. He's adding up targets. We will see once Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua comes back, but he's on a cheap contract. We saw that he was doing good in training camp and preseason, and there's more upside to his game than what we're seeing right now. And now we're looking at Tyrone. Tracy blew up last week, has good speed, can really blow things up. The hole opens up for him, and we are getting a lot of run with 18 carries for 129 yards. Big time opportunity in this matchup. We're also getting run in the passing game. Devin Singletary's out this week, so we're going to get another game to prove ourselves, and he should be eating into the touches out of the backfield going forward because he's looking good. Another good game, and he's going to eat into that workload. He should be getting a lot of workload going forward for the rest of the season. Watch him this week. Keon Coleman is a guy that's sometimes there, sometimes not. He's going to be a volatile option for fantasy football. People love it. People hate that. But he's getting deep targets downfield, had an 8 out of 14, and sometimes he'll bring in the touchdown. That was what, off a curl route, and he got you yards after the catch on that. 17.2% target share, 5 targets in this matchup. Remember, Khalil Shakir was out of this matchup, wide receiver 36 for the week. There's going to be a lot of games where you get nothing out of him, and there's going to be some games where he just blows up. He's getting a lot of contested catches downfield, a lot of contested opportunities. Sometimes those hit, sometimes they don't. So they're deeper downfield, so you can get overshot as well. High acuity targets, though. Those targets, when you reel them in, bring in big fantasy points. We almost got some this week. That being said, Keon Coleman is going to be up and down for the rest of the year. Xavier is in a supreme offense, getting 6 targets here. We got 40 air yards. Of course, our target's going to be closer to the line of scrimmage, but we got that 4.2 speed, and we got that speed to hit that home run on any given play. Wide receiver 38 for week 5 with 11.8 PPR fantasy points. Jalen Coker was that UDFA we were paying attention to. We got good size adjusted athleticism, and we're on an ambiguous depth chart here with the Carolina Panthers with a head coach that wants these players to compete for their starting jobs. 10.8 PPR fantasy points. You're perking your ears up whenever a rookie makes their debut and does that. Gets you 60 yards on 4 catches. Again, nothing crazy, but 27 routes ran, 12.1% target share, 37 air yards, but a 9.3 ADOT. Good for UDFA. This is a tremendous debut. Theo Johnson's been getting work all year, running a lot of routes, but we got 5 targets this week. The tight end 17. The tight ends did okay in week 5. Double-digit tight ends in PPR fantasy scoring up to like tight end 13 last week. Usually it's up to like tight end 6. That was looking good, but we got volume in this matchup. 5 targets, most targets in the game so far in his career. However, we've been running a lot of routes all year. Been running a lot of snaps, an 80% route participation rate. Watch Theo Johnson, not a must pick up in redraft. Dynasty, people are stashing him, but watch him for the rest of the season. A.D. Mitchell's that deep threat that you love to stash on your redraft team, but the quarterback play's not getting it done, and we got a lot of good wide receivers on this offense. He's creating separation. He's making guys miss. He's got that 4.3 speed. He's just showing up in the box score here and there, but 7 targets on 12 routes. When he's on the field, Flacco's looking his way. 12 routes, 7 targets. Wide receiver 45. 9.2 PPR fantasy points on 12 routes. On top of that, we got 66 air yards on 12 routes ran. He gets it deep downfield, that 9.4 ADOT, and on top of that, the short game. We got that 4.3 speed. We can rip it on any given play. Odunze saw 6 targets with a 21.4% target share and ran on almost 100% of the routes. That's a great work rate. The ADOT was at 4.3 though. So you really got to get a lot of volume. You got to get the yards after the catch, or you got to cross the goal line here to really hit in fantasy production with that. 9 PPR points, wide receiver 46, but the work rate's there. 6 targets, 3 the week prior, 11 targets the week before that, 5 the week before that, 4 week 1. That being said, we're getting some work for Odunze. We're going to get fantasy production eventually, and we're looking at the quarterbacks here. Jayden Daniels, QB6 with 23 fantasy points, always looking good. Bo Nix, QB8 with 23 fantasy points. Caleb Williams, QB12 on the week. That being said, 3 rookie quarterbacks are QB1s for week 5. That's huge. And Drake May makes his debut as a starter in week 6. So we can't wait to see how he's going to do on the field. But those are your rookies from week 5, how they're doing in fantasy scoring, the advanced analytics, and everything else. Let me know what rookies you got on your team, what rookies you got stashed in your dynasty team, what rookies you think are going to hit in week 6. I want to hear that in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.